I pressed go. I pressed go live. We are live, Connor Kilpatrick. How you doing?
Hello, Ron Richards.
We are live at 9:30 on the dot. Josh Flanagan is making a poo-poo, and he will be with us in a moment. I don't know for sure that he's going number 2. He's just in the bathroom. So
it could be anything, really.
Yeah.
At his age.
Yeah. Honestly, it could be some real serious issues.
He's also in the Northeast. It could be heroin.
It could be. I mean, we are in the midst of an opiate crisis. It could be heroin. Never discount heroin when it comes to Josh Flanagan. That's what you guys don't know about.
Right.
What we've wrestled with for the past 15 years.
15? Way more than that, buddy.
So apparently
more like 20.
I was missing, Connor.
Yeah, you said the wrong thing to the wrong guy, and you were going for a walk.
What I appreciate about us is that when we're not on the show, we're very transparent as to the reasons why. We're not so transparent as how we got back on the show. Like, I still don't know how you got back safely from Mexico, Connor.
Be the guy.
Yeah.
So we did announce on the show, Ron, that we are doing Cerebus Volume 3.
Oh, we announced it. We're not doing that tonight, are we?
No, I only just got mine in the mail. So yeah.
You mean this?
So,
We're doing this big sucker of a book. Look how thick that is.
Yeah.
Very excited.
I'm going to be reading it up to the wire, I think.
Well, when is that due? That's due in August?
We have a month. It's September show.
Oh, it's a September show. Oh, we got time. I just got through the busy, like July was whew, and now August has got nothing.
That was pinball.
It was fun. I did not perform very well.
We should point out to all new patrons, this is not how the show normally goes. We're just killing time till Josh shows up.
This is what we call iFanboy vamping. Yeah.
So you didn't do well?
Well, no. Well, it's hard. Well, okay. So for the patrons, I'm telling you, we never told Josh. Okay. For the patrons who don't know about this and how you guys would or whatever. So every year in Pittsburgh, there's the world's largest pinball tournament. It's called Pinburgh, and it is a match play tournament, which means that you're playing head to head against people, and
right.
Based on your performance, then you fall into rankings and divisions. Oh, we've got Josh. How you doing, Josh?
Hi. I was going to be like super late. I was going to be a minute late.
We told them you were taking a poo-poo.
Nope, not even that.
So anyway, yeah, so I was playing this big match play tournament. There were 800 competitors, and the way it works is that like you go in with an initial ranking, initial seed, right? And out of 800, I was ranked like 479.
Do I have time for that? No.
I was ranked 479, which is a pretty, like I'm right there, middle of the road. Like I'm not, yeah. And
what was the total number?
800.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
all right.
So I mean, like, so last year when I played, I landed in the C division, which is where I belong, right? Like that's in that, like kind of, third quarter grouping, like A division is insane. B division is people really good. C division, I've got some skills. D division is for like the kids. You'll appreciate some of these stories, guys. And so I showed up in Pittsburgh on Tuesday where the plan was we'll be well rested. Everything will be great. It starts Thursday morning, and literally 10 a.m. Thursday morning, it's as if I've never touched a pinball machine before.
Sure.
Like, yeah. So like the most number of points in a round you can get are 12. Okay. What you need to do is in order to maintain, you need to get a 6, right? And the way it works is it's scoring. So the guy who comes in first gets 3, the guy who comes in second gets 2, third, first, and last 0 points, right? So that's how it works. So you need a 6 to maintain. Anything above a 6 moves you up in the rankings. Below a 6 drops you. Okay. Mm-hmm. Round 1, I got a 2.
Mm-hmm. That's low.
Ouch.
Yeah, look. Round 2, I got a 1.
Ooh.
Oh.
I literally played 3 games in round 1 and flipped the ball twice. And I wasn't even mad at myself. I'm not even mad. I was just like, what is going on? Like, it was very weird. Then we broke. I got a slice of pizza. I walked, got some air, and then I bounced back. I got a 7, and then I got a 6, and then I got a 5, like all this sort of stuff. But the damage was done by the end of the day. So the end of the first day, they put you in your divisions. And by the end of the day, I think I was ranked like 780 or something like that. And I was put in D. at the last, and also every round, you get paired up with people who are similar rankings as you. So as I dropped, I got paired with people who were dropped as well. The last group I played with on Thursday featured a 10-year-old girl by the name of Tatum, who pretty much handed me my lunch on Attack from Mars. That was fun. And so then at the end of Thursday,
did she trash talk you?
No, she didn't trash talk me. Although I did ask her, I was like, "Oh, how'd you get into pinball?" And she answered. I said, "Oh, do you have any machines at home?" And she's like, "Yeah, my dad has a couple." And I was like, "Oh," I asked her all these questions. And then like the third game into it, I turned to her. I'm like, "So Tatum, does every adult here ask you the same questions that I asked you?" And she went, "Pretty much." So I thought that was funny. I just unplugged my headphones. And so Thursday, I found myself at the end of the day, I landed in the D division, which I've never been in before. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'll show up and I will play my best on Friday and I'll make the playoffs in D division. It should be easier competition, stuff like that. First round Friday morning, Tatum, the 10-year-old, in my group again. And she proceeds to hand me my breakfast on Kiss, which was but then I kicked her.
She had no idea what Kiss was.
Yeah, exactly. But then I kicked her ass on Hee Haw. And to the point. No, I didn't tell her there was no Santa Claus. I was doing very good. I was telling people not to curse. It was good. I took Tatum under my wing. But then at the end of the day, Friday, I ended up with a 1 point out of the playoffs. I was 1 point shy of qualifying for the playoffs. So a lot of fun, demoralizing at times. But and then Saturday and Sunday, I played the best pinball of my life. I was unstoppable. So there you go.
Josh, rate that story.
Say that again.
Rate that story.
Rate that story. I'm gonna give that story a 3.75.
That's fair. I'll take it.
It was a good story. It was interesting. I thought the little girl added a nice touch to it. Also, the specificity of her name I thought was good. It made me think for a second: is Tatum a boy's name or a girl's name? Yeah, she came. He brought her back in. I thought that was nice. In the end, like the sort of arc of the character was a little disappointing because really have it like if you want to get into 4 or 5 territory, like he's got to win. And
right, it needed to be an underdog story, right? I needed to bounce back.
Was. Yeah. At the end, you didn't do anything. You just stopped losing as much. But I'm biased. I love him, so I'll take the story. And it was interesting because I don't know anything about that world.
Right. It's an interesting world. It's a weird world. A lot of guys with bad posture, ironically.
I mean, are we talking about a Comic-Con at this point?
Well, no. I mean, there's a lot of similarities to Comic-Con, and basically the entire event was because like the tournament Pinburg took place inside a larger event called Replay FX, which is basically a retro video gaming show. So it was in a convention hall. It was in a convention center. And there were, it was like a Comic-Con, but instead of there being booths of publishers and artists, there were just video games and pinball machines and like tables set up with Nintendos and Nintendo 64 and Genesis, every console you can imagine. I mean, I literally saw a 12-year-old girl creating a spreadsheet on a Tandy. And I stopped and I looked at it and I just went, "You go." And she nodded and I walked away. But
I like how Ron figures out how old all the little girls are.
Before I don't.
Yeah. What's funny is that at one point I was recapping the day to my girlfriend, and I was telling her about Tatum, and so I'm saying how she beat me, and then I was teaching Tatum how to play some games and things like that. And then at one point I forget the exact wording, but I told Carrie, I'm like, "Don't worry, it was totally platonic." To which Carrie said, "Why did you need to say that?"
I believe we're recording this. I just want to go ahead. Put that because sometimes if you make a statement, even though it doesn't mean what you think, the fact that you made the statement, there is no B3 bomber.
All right, so welcome to the Hangout. It's is this the July Hangout?
July.
This is July.
We get him in right under the wire. So I have a motion for the committee before we get into the main question. This one will not include any readings of the minutes, but my motion is to open up the ranks of the goddamn American Treasures. I have 2 nominees.
I would also like to add some nominees.
There was homework.
No, this was we didn't plan this.
No, this is. But Connor, you and I are on the same wavelength, so that's fine. Let's go.
One of mine is a re-nominee, and one of mine is a new nominee.
Okay.
How many do you have, Ron?
I have one new nominee. That's it.
Okay. So my re-nominee, I think we need to reconsider, is Michael Keaton.
Now let's. He was the reason that this conversation started, because really the only one that we had agreed on originally was Tom Hanks.
Right.
Yes.
And then I believe I came to the chat one day and I was like, Michael Keaton, come on. And then it was the save it, and here we are. Now, since I nominated him and now Connor is re-nominating him, we would have to then conclude that Ron is the problem here. And he just made the face that
I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant. Don't get me wrong. I love Keaton. Keaton is great. I mean, from Mr. Mom to Batman '89 to Multiplicity to the Birdman. I'm pro.
The gentleman recognizes that the court is aware of Keaton's establishments, and I think we can all agree that
stipulate to the over
without having to list. We're fine with that. What I would like to know is
but I wanted to give that context, right? Because furthermore, you then get into, the Merry Gentleman, White Noise. Connor, did you know that he was in a movie called Game 6 with Robert Downey Jr. about 1986? No. Have we ever seen
the Mets?
That? Yes.
It's about the Mets?
Yes, it's about Game 6, 1986.
Really?
Yes.
Well, here's the thing. You're going to find those kind of films in every... Except other than Daniel Day-Lewis, you're going to find them in every...
Many have a lull period.
I've got two words for you. And as I'm saying it, I already know the counter argument, but I'll see if either of you say the counter argument. Jack Frost.
Polar Express.
Thank you, Connor. Thank you. This is why you're on the committee. That is why you're on the committee.
I don't think I should be here. But there's an element of the phases, the life stages of a GDAT.
Yeah.
For example, we did The Rock, and The Rock was in that
Tooth Fairy movie, right? And you're going to tell me The Rock gets in.
We've discussed that The Rock is a unique entertainment individual in that he is popular regardless of the vehicle. Like, a movie bombs, it's not The Rock's fault. Like, that is a unique talent that I don't know if Michael Keaton has that talent. But that said, I just was reminded of Johnny Dangerously, and so now I'm in. I approve. I approve.
I was the next thing I was going to say was like, he lives in like Montana,
Wyoming,
whatever, and has like a pickup truck.
Yep.
And the small town.
Yep.
All right, so Keaton's in then.
Keaton's in.
All right, I'm making a note, Michael.
All right, Keaton's in. Congratulations, Michael.
I really like the Johnny Dangerously clause. And you didn't even have to say anything. You were just thinking about it. You're like, fuck, Henry Winkler's in that too.
Night Shift too. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I'm getting mixed up. Am I getting Night Shift?
You're getting mixed up. You're getting Night Shift mixed up with Johnny Dangerously.
Either one would have worked though.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The point being, I watched Night Shift for the first time like within 2 years ago or something like that, and I was like, "This is a wonderful film.
It's great. It's really. I mean, honestly,
it's
everyone watching right now, if you haven't watched Night Shift, it's available on streaming. It's been in my queue to watch again.
Is that Ron Howard's first?
Ron Howard's first
directorial debut. It was supposed to be Henry Winkler's breakout kind of post Fonzie role.
And he was the reason it got made. There was like, we got Winkler, we've got it because he's a huge star.
And then Keaton stole it.
Yeah, exactly. Night Shift is great. Oh man. All right.
So Ron, you go next.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is more personal, and unfortunately, I'm not. I could get it with Q Connor, and you know where this is coming from, but I've been saying it online.
I know where this is going.
It's Harry Dean Stanton.
I mean,
He is.
There's a hesitation there that it's not had nothing to do with that.
He is an American original.
My thing would be this. If anything, I would have to recuse myself because I don't.
Okay, listen.
I don't feel as if I'm in a position to argue either way. He hasn't made much of an impact on me, other than I know he wanted his share in Alien. But if that was true, then Yaphet Kotto gets in, and we're not talking about that.
Right. I mean,
I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. Fine. I get he's like the kind of thing you like. He's like you. It's like you and Crispin Glover. Like I'm like whatever. That's the thing Ron likes.
Well, yeah, but I'm not arguing Crispin Glover. But I mean, he was, as you mentioned, Alien. He was in Escape from New York, right? Repo Man, Paris, Texas, Pretty in Pink.
I don't like John Carpenter movies.
Oh wow.
Full stop, like across the board. Wow. I don't like them.
Did you ever see The Thing?
Of course I've seen The Thing.
Oh wow.
I don't like his little keyboard music. I don't like.
I'm just saying, Harry Dean Stanton, he was in the Avengers, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that was a cameo. I don't know. I'm seeing
when Harry Dean Stanton shows up, it's not a cameo. You're lucky to get HDS.
I mean, I watched Big Love for a while. He's in that. Like I've seen him in stuff.
Yep.
I'm not seeing it.
I mean, I'm fine with it, but yours tough sell is also going to be my tough sells. My next one is going to be hard.
Well, as we've all seen, I have no problem being the jerk.
Can I bring up the fact that he was in an episode of Laverne and Shirley playing the character Johnny Velvet?
That's points in the favor of G-Dot.
Yeah.
I'm willing to go AT if you want, but
he's already AT. He's already AT. I know.
You can't just make that. No, this is a committee. This isn't.
No, we've already decided he's an AT. He's totally
Did we?
AT. Yeah. Well,
Ron said it in every episode of his Twin Peaks show. I think that by osmosis.
I'm telling you, it doesn't do anything for me.
Do you also know, Connor, that I never say he's a goddamn American treasure? I just say he's an American treasure.
You did at first, and then you throttled back.
Listen, he was in The Last Temptation of Christ.
I remember listening to his interview on WTF and just thinking, nah.
Oh man!
Like he's smoking. I'm like, you need to stop that.
Oh no, he's 91.
He's 91.
I know.
He's literally at Dantana's right now smoking. Literally, that's where he is. All right, so if we don't have Josh, if we don't have Josh, then he doesn't get a GDAT. So we'll make Josh Chrisley lucky, and then we'll see how he feels. So.
All right, mine is. I think I've got Josh. I think Ron will have to be the hard sell on this one.
Thank God.
My next nominee is Tim Meadows.
Huh. I think I might need you to make a case for this.
I don't need to make a case for Tim Meadows. Tim Meadows makes his own case.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. He's the best in everything he's done.
I'm sorry. For the first time, I pictured Tim Robbins, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
That's
okay.
interesting.
No. Oh, this is tough though. I see where you're coming from.
I'm not on board with this.
Tim Meadows is the best thing in everything he's in.
That's true. He's comedy's Schillinger. I can't think.
He steals every scene he's in.
J.K. Simmons.
He stole Mean Girls. I just watched Pop Star over the weekend. He stole Pop Star.
He stole.
Wait, back up. What is Pop Star?
It's the Andy Samberg
the Lonely Island movie with Andy Samberg.
Why are you watching that?
It's funny.
It's very funny. It's very funny. It's like all SNL people. He
stole Trainwreck, I think.
Yeah, he was in Trainwreck.
He was like a brother-in-law or something.
I mean, the thing is that
he's the ladies' man, as pointed out in the chat room.
Don't get me wrong. I think he's really good, and you're right. He does steal the show, and he's good timing and stuff like that. But I don't immediately think of him in anything. Like, I don't immediately think of a movie that he was in that I can't live without. You know what I mean? Like
The Ladies' Man.
Yeah.
I literally don't remember anything else from Walk Hard except him and how
Other than him, yeah.
Everybody in the world was in that movie. And he's
Jeez, wow.
You don't want none of this. Walk away. With his deadpan dry face.
Like I said, I knew I had Josh. I didn't think I had Ron. So.
Well, you don't have Josh as much as you think, though.
I think I am between AT and he's like a GDAP for supporting role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's not driving the bus.
But isn't that Harry Dean Stanton?
I didn't vote him in.
It is.
I know, but he's also he's not a lead.
No.
All right.
Somebody up there said, "What about Adam Sandler?" And I'd like to just go ahead and say, no.
All right, so there we go. We got Michael Keaton, and that's it. We got a couple of new
right.
ATs, but and one new GDAT.
All right, I'm going to add Michael Keaton after the show.
All right.
So
you don't want none of this.
It was very funny.
Ron, Popstar is funny.
All right, I'll check it out.
I told you guys that a year ago, by the way.
Did you? I don't listen to you.
Yeah, I know you know.
One of the things that came up, was it last time or on maybe the podcast itself, was we could do the top 5 Marvel movie rankings. We could just do a general chat.
Let's talk about these movies, because I've just recently gone through most of them again. And then are we counting the new Spider-Man?
Yes, that does count. I do have a funny anecdote related to this, is that unrelated to this event, for some reason over lunch, me and my girlfriend were talking about the Marvel movies, and she was trying to recall the movies that she's seen. And she's like, oh, I saw the one with Iron Man. And I was like, oh, the first Iron Man? I'm like, who was the villain? I'm like, was it Jeff Bridges? She's like, no, it wasn't. I'm like, okay, so it wasn't the first Iron Man, right? And she's like, right, no, Hulk was in it. And I was like, oh, Avengers. She's like, okay, yeah, I must have saw Avengers. I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, well, what about Thor? She's like, oh, is that the one with the villain where the guy's kind of like the pale guy, with the long hair? It's like he's related to him somehow. I was like, right, Loki. Yeah, you saw the first Thor. It's like, right, but he also like the Hulk smashed him. And I was like, oh, you just saw Avengers. And then she's like, right, but I also saw the guy with the bow and arrow. And I was like, oh, that could have been in Thor. And then we realized that it was just she's just seen Avengers, and that's it. She's not seen any other movie. Every movie ended up with, oh, this is Avengers. So.
It's a fun movie. I actually watched that after the weekend I saw Spider-Man. I was home alone, and I just did like movie marathon weekend, and so I had stuff on all weekend, and I threw Avengers back on, and I sat through the whole thing. It's a
great movie. I mean, it's definitely in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So it's got to be a movie that's been produced.
It's the first 16. So here's the list: Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Cap, the first Avenger, Marvel's The Avengers. Remember that?
Of course I do. I still do.
Should we tell everyone what that?
Yes,
should we explain that?
Yes.
Enough time has passed, right? Josh, would you like to take it?
No one gives a shit.
I remember this story. I mean, we were instructed that it should not be referred to as the Avengers, but Marvel's The Avengers, which we found very funny, and we followed their dictum, but mostly out of spite, because we wanted to and so every time we wrote it on the website or said it, we would say Marvel's The Avengers and try to make it as awkward as possible because they asked for
it. we would call it by name multiple times in one paragraph just to call it Marvel's The Avengers.
You can look up articles. We made sure
people would complain about, why are you doing this? Because Marvel said you have to do it this way.
We're nothing if not
spiteful.
Okay, so Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, First Avengers, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor,
I'm sorry. What came after the first Avenger?
Marvel's The Avengers.
Okay, sorry. I wanted to be sure I was clear on that.
Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers: Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Captain America: Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and Spider-Man: Homecoming. That is the field of 16.
Can I go ahead and just before we get started with this, the Thor movies aren't really faring all that well, are they?
What do you mean?
I love
no
the first
one talks about them. No one refers to them.
I love the first one.
Yeah, they're amongst my favorite ones.
Watching the first Thor movie, but I haven't thought about them since.
Oh, I think about the Thor movie at least weekly.
Somebody's talking to you about something, and in your head, you're like, hold on.
Well, so Ron, you proclaimed on the show that Spider-Man was going to be in your top
5. Sure. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Just reminding you.
No, I'm still standing behind that.
All right.
I actually have a hard time picking a top 5. I could do a top 4.
All right.
This is very difficult actually. I'm trying to write these down, and it's
the matter of are we ranking all 16, or are we just doing?
Wait, no, we're not doing that. That'll take all night. Are we making a consensus list?
No,
are we attempting it?
No.
We would never. I don't think we'd ever be able to do it.
Yeah.
Well, let's try.
Right?
Do we all think we agree with Iron Man? First one, 2008.
Not number 1.
I didn't say number 1. I'm just trying to get it.
First Iron Man is in the top 5. Yes.
It's in my top 5, yes.
Okay, mine too. Okay, so there you go.
Okay. All right, are we all in consensus about Avengers?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we got 2. Okay.
This is where it gets scrappy.
Winter Soldier has to be in everybody's top 5.
I go Civil War.
I might go the first one.
Oh wow!
Really? Wow.
World War II Cap movie. It's all sorts of comments about.
It is
media.
quite good. It is quite good.
All right,
go ahead. It's quite cool.
So I have my list. Do you guys have yours?
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it.
No, I didn't know this was happening until right when my phone buzzed right before, and I was
I did it just now while you were talking.
Listen, Connor's been working on this for weeks.
I know he prepares.
All right, so here's my preliminary top 5 from 5 to 1. So Iron Man 3.
Wow.
Really?
Thor, Iron Man, Marvel's The Avengers,
Thor,
Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Wow.
That's from 5 to 1.
Wasn't that Wasn't that a Doors song?
5 to 1, baby. 1 and 5.
No one here gets out alive.
Someone pointed out to me once that he only sings 2 notes, and it really bugged me.
It's true.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, Connor, can you recap that for me?
Sure. Number 5, Iron Man 3. Number 4, Thor. Number 3, Iron Man. Number 2, Marvel's The Avengers. And number 1, Captain America: Winter Soldier.
I want to just go ahead and say real quick, I like your inclusion of Iron Man 3. While I do not necessarily agree with it, that movie is delightful.
Yes, agreed. All right, I got mine.
That's the one that's the iffy one, Josh. I could put other movies in 5.
Yeah,
well,
totally.
The problem is that beyond the first 3 or 4, then it becomes a matter of centimeters.
Yeah, absolutely.
But okay, so here's where I net out. I'm gonna go Civil War.
Wait, is this 5 or 1?
5 to 1. 5 to 1. Baby, 1 to 5. Civil War. Thor.
Really?
Spider-Man: Homecoming. Iron Man: Avengers.
Civil War, Thor, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Avengers.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Marvel's The Avengers.
Yes, correct. Marvel's The Avengers. Yes, correct.
Tighten up, guys.
Okay. And then 6 is Ant-Man.
Whoa, wow.
I really liked Ant-Man.
I loved Ant-Man.
I'm considering Ant-Man number 1.
Ant-Man is really good.
I'd consider putting Civil War on there just for the scenes with him.
You're right. I mean, that's a big part of Civil War. Yeah.
The thing is, as you noted, when you left me in the theater following the second act of the movie, that is a problem.
That was the second time I saw it. But yes, you're right. Someone asked, no Guardians of the Galaxy love. I recently watched the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and yeah, that doesn't really hold up.
I'm putting it in. That's in there for me.
I put it in my bottom 5. If we do bottom 5 after this, I'd put it in my bottom 5.
Let's do bottom 5 after this.
Okay. Let's see. So I have to write this down. I'm trying to think of it and I can't. Let's see. Okay. So 5 is the first Avenger.
Okay.
4 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wow.
I'm skipping 3. I might shift around a little. 2 is Marvel's The Avenger.
Avengers.
And then 1 is Iron Man, and that gives me another slot that I'm.
How could you skip 3?
No, I might.
How do you know it's going to be better than 3 or 4 and 5?
I might shift them. Iron Man. I'm going to go back the other way. Iron Man, Marvel's The Avengers.
Don't think about it. Go your gut.
Captain America: First Avenger, Guardians of the Galaxy, Civil War,
and Ant-Man number 6.
Wow. Yes. Wait, hold on. You liked Civil War more than you liked Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Wow.
Even though I did love Robert Redford. Don't get me wrong.
Here's why. While Civil War was very good, it was mostly a story that I had already read and really enjoyed as it had existed. Whereas Civil War brought a whole thing that I had never seen before in one of these movies, and that
some kind of superhero movie I never even heard of.
No, that was a whole thing that I had like, that was all new. That was super exciting. I thought it was the promise fulfilled, even more than the Avengers movies, because you weren't expecting it really.
Interesting.
All right.
Interesting. Okay.
And also, that's part 1 of the Winter Soldier story, whereas Civil War is part 2 of Winter Soldier story, really.
The chat room is asking for a ruling on Paul Rudd as a GDAT.
First of all, the chat room is not in the committee, and they cannot put forth motions before the committee.
So they can't necessarily nominate, but they can slip a note to us.
Yeah,
Right. They're like the aide that comes with a piece of paper.
I'll tell you though, I'm going to go ahead and give it to them. It's a good question.
It's a very good question. All of us, I think, have always been firmly in the Paul Rudd camp.
I would say yes.
Do you think that at any point that he overextended his welcome?
No. Nope.
Okay. It's a fair answer.
Yeah, no, his brand of humor, sign me up any day.
I'm sorry. Why is somebody mad at me about what I said about Joe Johnston? What did I say about Joe Johnston? A movie of his.
I don't know. You never say anything about Joe Johnston.
I don't have a problem. I'll fucking talk about Jurassic Park 3 if you want. I'll do it.
This weekend we were going to go out and we stumbled on Knocked Up on TV.
Oh.
And it's one of those long Apatow films. However, we stumbled upon one of the Paul Rudd sequences. Yeah. And we couldn't stop watching it because
the chair sequence? No.
The chair sequence was later on. We actually ended up watching for an hour, even though we were late. It was one of the ones early on, but he's so good in that movie.
So good.
He's so good in every movie. Go back to Clueless.
Yeah. He's great. He's great. He barely in Romeo and Juliet, but he has a very funny moment when he claps. And
tell you something.
It's wonderful.
He single-handedly made Ant-Man work in a way that we like. Yep. Like that should not have worked.
You take him out of that movie. It's
That's
very
garbage.
pedestrianly directed.
Yep.
It's not like I saw Baby Driver this past weekend, and it made me wonder what that Ant-Man movie would have been if Edgar Wright had actually made it. Because Ant-Man and Doctor Strange are the two least interesting films of all the ones they made. And Ant-Man's only good because of the lead.
Yeah, but it has those great sequences where they're describing the heists and where.
Those are good sequences, but overall, I think it's the most.
Yeah.
Can you back up? Did you see Baby Driver this weekend?
I saw it on.
I like that this is accusatory. Like you're a little jealous.
No.
Excuse me.
He didn't tell me he saw it. I would just like to know. I would like to know what you thought of it.
This is jealousy. It's like you dated somebody.
No, it's not jealousy. It's just more like I would have listen. We're connected 24/7.
You were in a pinball tournament the whole weekend, and we're
checking Slack. I was there.
It's a good point. He makes a good point. This is.
They want to bother you. You're in the zone. You're in the zone. First,
well,
second of all,
clearly it didn't help. Either way,
are we initiating Paul Rudd into the goddamn American Treasure status?
Should we table it for now, or are we ready to move that quickly?
I'm for it. I like an even number of entries per Hangout. So
okay,
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's in.
Okay.
Okay, so real quick, I thought Baby Driver was good, but not great.
Okay, but how good?
Pretty good.
Right.
There were fantastic sequences.
The thing about it is that, like, I know it's Edgar Wright's shtick, but the balance of action and music and the beat,
was terrific. The action sequences were terrific. It was the stuff in between the action sequences I didn't think were as
the connective tissue of the main story was a little. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. But like those two gunfights that were basically done.
I haven't seen it.
No, I'm not spoiling anything.
Well, they're talking a lot about it. Is the thing?
No, there's two gunfights, Josh. That's all. They were great. I thought Jamie.
Now at the end of the first gunfight, I'm going to be like, well, there's another gunfight coming up.
It's a heist movie. You think there's not going to be another gunfight?
I thought Jamie Foxx was great in that. I hated him. Like, he was an awful character. Like, he nailed it. Yeah. And just like everyone's talking about the music, but it's the way he used the music.
It's the editing to the music. Yeah.
And the driving, driving scenes. Yeah.
We're not talking about Dunkirk because I haven't made it yet.
I'm going to go see it this week or this weekend.
I saw War of Planet of the Apes this weekend.
Oh, what did you think?
I thought it was pretty good, but I thought there was a lot of sort of helpful coincidences and a lot of stupid decisions by characters that weakened it a little. I also think it's the single best special effects CGI character movie I've ever seen in my life. Let's
think about Andy Serkis for a moment, by the way, and not for a GDAC because he's not American, but I mean he might end up being the most like the box office total, like Lord of the Rings, these apes movies.
Even the King Kong movie probably made a ton.
Like he's in Marvel movies, he's in Black Panther, he's in Civil War, right? The dude is a money machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. So I thought Dunkirk. Dunkirk was terrific. I like it more the more I think about it. I'm going to see it again on IMAX. Anyway,
I need to see it in the theater, obviously.
So did we got Josh's?
Yeah, we got Josh's. Yeah.
We get Ron's?
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, he went before me.
Do you want to do bottom 5?
Bottom 5. Let's do it. From
this is tough.
From 11 to 16 or from 16 to 11?
Hold on. I gotta just bear with us.
I think you go 11 to 16. You end with the worst.
We need hold music.
Dude, let's all go to the lobby. Oh, it's Spanish. It was a little Spanish flea.
We see on TV a little Spanish flea, and so he went.
Oh, this is hard.
I'm simultaneously reading a book about the start of World War II and a book about the start of World War I, and it's starting to get pretty confusing.
Well, they're the same war.
Well, no.
They are the same war. Yes.
No.
It's the same war with a break in the middle, with an intermission.
I disagree with you.
It's the same war. It's the same war. They just stopped for a little while to take a breather.
I never got an answer in Slack, by the way. Are we doing ratings for those books?
Ratings.
I don't know. I don't even know.
What books
I
are
don't
we
even
talking
know
about?
what they
What are
are.
we talking
The
about?
Marvel Generations books?
The Generations books.
Is this something I need to read?
Well, that's what I'm just trying to decide.
What is it?
The Generations books.
I don't know what that is. I
Marvel
haven't read a comic
Generations.
book news story in 5 years.
We've talked about it in Slack. It's the Generations. It's the Generations.
You
event
put up
for
a
old
link in
thing.
Slack every 9 seconds. I
Okay,
don't
hang
read
on.
them all.
Hang on. It's a 10-issue anthology starting in August. It's Generations, the Iron, Generations, the Spiders, Generations, the Marvels, the Thunders, the Archers, the Strongest, the Phoenix, the Best, the Bravest, and the Americas. So it's a 10-issue mini, maxi series. It's the one that looks like with the Alex Ross paintings. We talked about this with the
I've had a rough couple of weeks, dude.
with the 2 generations.
Who's doing it?
It's mixed. It's Bendis and Marco Rudy on Iron Man. Bendis and Ramon Perez on Spiders. G. Willow Wilson and Paolo Vanelli on Marvels. Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar on Thor. Kelly Thompson and Stefano Raffaelli on Hawkeye. Greg Pak and Matteo Buffagni on Hulk. Dennis Hopeless and
pronounce that.
I'm really tired. Dennis Hopeless and RB Silva on Phoenix.
Mhm.
Tom Taylor and Ramon Rosanas on Wolverine. Margaret Stoll and Brett Schoonover on Captain Marvel. And Nick Spencer and Paul Renaud on Captain America. This is just great.
I faded out while you were reading them. So
I'm just going to start reading previews next. That's and then DC's putting out.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Bottom 5?
Bottom 5.
I mean, I haven't been thinking about it since then. He's been reading to me.
All right, so this is 12 through 16.
You spent the whole time working on it. We were just filling air, I guess, for you. And then you're like, did you finish?
12 through 16?
12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 12 through 16.
All right, 12. Do you want me to go? Which one? All right, 12.
Yeah, go 12 to 16. Yeah.
12, The Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
13, Doctor Strange. 14, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. 15, Guardians of the Galaxy. 16, Iron Man 2.
Okay. I'm very similar to that. I would go. This is hard. 12, The Incredible Hulk. 13, Doctor Strange. 14, Avengers Age of Ultron. 15, Thor the Dark World. 16, Iron Man 2.
Interesting.
Hulk, Dark World, Doctor Strange, Iron Man 2.
I think you're missing one.
Well, I don't remember the other ones.
Iron Man 2.
I mean, we're all there.
We're all in agreement. Iron Man 2. Yeah.
Has anyone tried to watch it since then?
Wait, are we all agreed that it's the worst one?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
It's 16. I think I tried to watch it before Avengers came out. I think I watched all of them up to that point, and Iron Man 2 was a slog.
What's funny
I
is
just watched The Incredible Hulk like 2 weeks ago again. I hadn't seen it since then. It's not
bad.
I like that. The opening sequence of him in Brazil, I really enjoy.
That's why I have 12. It's 12 is not bad.
Although that's a weird choice.
Yes, very weird.
Why are you there in a fucking factory?
Yeah. No, but I liked it. I feel like it's at the bottom of the middle pack.
It loses steam a lot. If Ruffalo had been in it, it's way up there. But he's different.
Also, the villain, you know.
Well, it's the problem. That's always the problem with these movies.
It's kind of like
it's Tim Roth doing the exact same thing he did in that Forgotten Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The problem with all these Marvel movies is that they're really great at getting them together and presenting a problem and sprinkling in humor. Have a real hard time sealing the deal and closing the door. That third act is
a lot of these movies. I mean, that was
And I know I ranted whatchamacallit? I rated the Avengers 2, the Age of Ultron low because with the exception of Spader as Ultron, that movie is just a mess.
I saw it again. It's like I'm watching it with little kids.
It's still entertaining. The cast is still great together. I couldn't put that in the bottom 5 simply for that reason.
Yeah.
I watched like the first 10 minutes of it recently and then switched to a different movie. Did we get all of Josh's?
I guess I'd put Thor there.
Which one?
Like at the best rating?
He had both.
I had both. I don't like those movies. I
So you like Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 better than Thor? I
enjoyed 2. I saw that it had flaws, but I had fun watching it. I thought there was interesting
2
ideas.
I was straight up bored in. I was really bored in 2.
I'm telling you though, like I'm completely biased by the fact that like I watched them with my kids.
Sure.
And so like they dug it and enjoyed it, and I really like the mix of characters in Guardians of the Galaxy a lot. I think that part is a lot of fun. I like that it is different than the other movies. Because it's really easy to come up with an aesthetic and we'll keep doing this over and over again. And I thought that it worked better than in the Thor movies where they did have a different aesthetic, but I just didn't quite buy like that world. It seemed too
dark.
No. I don't know, too digital. It seemed fake. I didn't buy it, I guess.
Yeah. All right.
It didn't feel
that said, I'm of the upcoming movies. I think Black Panther looks fantastic and it looks amazing, but Thor Ragnarok.
I'm psyched for Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok looks great, doesn't it?
That looks fun. And I realized I'm watching the trailer 2 times. I don't think I've even seen anything from the Black Panther or whatever. I haven't tried, but I happened to see the Ragnarok one, and I just thought that is not how Thor should act. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
That's sort of like he like his jokes. Like I know him. He's doing fucking Will Ferrell from Elf. And I was like, that's ridiculous. So it's funny. Jeff Goldblum should not be in one of these movies. Full stop. Hold on. Can I table something?
Yes.
Can I bring something to the floor? Where do we stand on Jeff Goldblum? Did we already do this?
I don't think we talked about Jeff Goldblum, and I'm a big Goldblum fan.
He might get in just for Jurassic Park
and Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Oh! Wait a minute. I have got something else. Well, let's decide this, and then I'll find the other one.
I'm gonna pull up. I think we're gonna find some other stuff in here too. That's only going to. I just typed in Jeff Goldblum's, which is a great idea. Just. I'm telling you, pull up a picture of Jeff Goldblum, any picture, and try not to smile.
No, it's impossible. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's just the best. I'm sorry. I'm like he
was on Law and Order.
I'm getting emotional at even thinking about him. I think he's got to be in. By the way. Like I'm getting tear. I can't even look at it.
Yes.
And it works. It doesn't feel. He's the most mannered actor that doesn't feel mannered.
It's true. A lot of these do get affected by my impression of them when they end up doing Marin. And I got done with his like, well, he is just delightful.
Oh no, I want to be his friend.
Yep.
Yeah. He plays jazz down downtown LA regularly, and our buddy Hank keeps wanting me to go with him and watch him play, and I keep forgetting.
I feel like that's almost too much.
What are we looking up? Have we decided? He's in.
He's in. I don't see what he's
not. I'm without even pausing. He's in.
Okay.
All right. I've got him written down. So we have 15 minutes.
And hang on. There's something I've been meaning to talk to Josh about this.
Uh-oh.
I can't remember the name of it. So vamp for me while I find it, and then I'm going to interrupt you.
So
you've got
neither of you guys. Someone in the chat room asked about the rise and fall of Dodo, the new Stevenson book.
Oh right, yeah. I haven't.
I read it. Neither are you guys. Neither one of you are planning.
I'm years behind in my reading.
I'm like maybe a chapter or two away from finishing the book I'm reading now, and then I can read it after that.
Okay, just curious if you're planning on it or not.
Yeah,
it's a fast read.
I'm planning on it, but it's my 2-read stack is really stupid. I actually took that Mafia book that you gave me as like the next thing as soon as I finished this Eric Larson book.
Oh, it's the fastest read I've ever had with a Neil Stevenson book of that size.
Faster than it's big. Faster than
it's 700. It's not huge. Actually, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
I do want to talk to you guys about it when you read it.
I do, but that's it.
That'll be for the year-end show.
I got it. I managed to finagle in advance for 70s. So I got ahead of that, and we had gone on vacation for a week. So like I got a huge head start. So that was.
You did. I remember that. I remember being annoyed.
So what are we looking for?
All right. I saw a movie trailer that I wanted to ask Josh to see if he'd seen it or not. And I can't believe I can't find it, but it's one of Josh's movies.
Yeah.
Okay, you saw it.
100%.
What is it called?
I can't remember, but it's the disaster movie when somebody takes over the satellites and Andy Garcia is clearly the villain in the trailer.
Geostorm.
Geostorm.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We saw it in the theater, and like Carrie turned to me and she's like, "Does Josh know about this?"
If I were you right now, I would go check the Slack channel and just search for Geostorm. And weeks ago, I was like, "Oh my god, this is."
You're on it. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. The trailer gives everything away.
The trailer is like every cliche you can think of. It's like we're gonna kidnap the president, and like
at one point they go, "Wait a minute, it's somebody who has the codes." It's like you just showed Andy Garcia as the president. He's the villain, duh. And then in the trailer they then reveal that.
We over Gordon was here. When was that? Was it over winter break? When was New Year's? We decided not to go out to a party on New Year's, and instead we stayed in with a bunch of booze, and we watched 2012. We watched San Andreas. We watched like 3 or 4 of those movies in a row.
Nice.
And they only get more enjoyable the later and the drunker you get.
Yeah, they're delightful.
So my question to you, Josh, is: are you going to see Geostorm in the theater?
Oh, absolutely.
He only goes to those. He makes a point.
I love it's such a weird personality quirk. It's so weird. It's like,
I will say it gives me a little pause because I like when there is no villain. The villain is just the act.
Right.
And there's other movies that fall into this. If you take Unstoppable, the train runaway movie, there's no villain in that. The train, I like that as a thing.
Well, there's always like an administrator.
It's always Ethan Suplee.
There's always Provasic.
There's always like even in 2012 it was like the Russian guy. There's always like at least someone to conflict with on the way. But the cause, the new boyfriend in San Andreas who lets the daughter almost die.
But he's not. Yeah, but that's not the intent. It's almost like the Joker is the force of nature in The Dark Knight. Right. Like he's not like the Storm or the whatever is the actual villain.
The Finest Hours is not a disaster film. It's a movie of goddamn triumph.
Heroes.
And it's based on reality, right?
So is 2012.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, not yet, but soon enough. A lot of people talk about Woody Harrelson in a lot of things, but Woody Harrelson in 2012, that's some good work right there.
All right, so to meander away, I pulled up on Rotten Tomatoes the article, Jeff Goldblum's 10 best reviewed movies. Okay, you ready for this? All right. Number 1, The Big Chill.
I've never seen it.
You should see that. I don't necessarily see that as a Jeff Goldblum vehicle, but he is in it. So, number 2, getting very culty, 1984 is The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
I've never seen that because it sounded like something I would hate, but I don't think I knew he was involved.
Yep. 2002's Igby Goes Down.
Great film.
Great movie. Saw that in the theater. I remember
extremely off the time. If you watch it now, you'd be like, "Ooh, that is something I would like in my early 20s," which is what it was.
1992's Deep Cover. With Lawrence Fishburne.
Soundtrack featuring the debut of Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yep. 1990, and this movie, and I gotta see, Carrie, are you awake? 1990's The Tall Guy. She's giving 2 thumbs up to The Tall Guy. If you've never seen The Tall Guy, you've got to see it. It's amazing. She disagrees. Why do you disagree? Come here. You won't be on camera. Come here. What? It's niche? It's a very specific sense of humor, she says.
Scott Ricketts would like to say, Shane?
Yeah.
Which, well done.
Anyway, so The Tall Guy, stronger. It has an 89% in Rotten Tomatoes. That's all I'm saying.
Huh. I don't even want to know the elevator pitch.
Okay.
I'm going to check on Just Watch and see where we are with that.
Okay. 2004's Les Weekend, which I did. 2014's Les Weekend, which I haven't seen either. But apparently it's got Jim Broadbent in it, which is good. So, 1986's The Fly.
Cronenberg?
Yeah,
I kept seeing it. It's not my thing, but yeah.
Yep. All right. 2014's Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yes.
I'm completely over
Wes Anderson.
But I really liked that movie. And
I don't like any of his movies but that one.
Yep. Okay.
Fascinating.
1993's Jurassic Park.
Obviously. Or Natch.
1978 Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I've never seen that.
94%.
I think it's in the older one.
So yeah, not on this list is Independence Day, which is his greatest role ever. So
he's so good that we forgive.
Dr. Ian Malcolm is still the best role.
It really is.
Yeah. Chaos.
So are we going to? I'm glad that Kyle's daughter is impressed with the lack of rage in this episode. I'm glad. So are we going to vote in a third GDAT tonight?
We already did.
Yeah.
It's done. Wow, it's amazing.
The Tall Guy isn't even showing up on Just Watch.
It might be hard to find. I'm pretty sure either me or Carrie has it on VHS somewhere.
What good is that going to do me?
I know. Oh man, The Tall Guy was so good.
All right, 7 minutes.
Oh, do we want to show? I'm not done with it, but do we want to show them?
Oh yeah. We promised we'd show the shirt. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. I think you can get the DVD from Netflix, by the way.
I don't have that service anymore.
All right. Anyway, okay. So those in the chat room, do you want to see the in progress next T-shirt? Give me. I need to. This is where you would cheer.
Now, when you say Flash Thompson, by the way, I think of Joe Manganiello. For whatever reason, that's the first Manganiello, whatever it is, the werewolf dude.
I want to find The Tall Guy now.
All right, then I see it.
I got a couple of
yeses. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he
all
was
right.
a kid. Yeah.
I got it. Yeah. That's why he seemed vaguely familiar, but not enough to.
He was also in Dope.
Oh,
okay. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Oh no.
This could go badly.
This has already gone badly.
Yeah.
Stop.
What do you have on your desktop, Ron? That went badly for who did it go badly for? Some
reporter had like a bunch of porn links in his tabs.
Listen, he works from home.
Exactly.
What do you expect has happened?
All right, here we go. Ready? And this is the potential next T-shirt. I'm still working out the kinks around the number. I'm not sure if this font is still going to be the same or not. It's probably going to change. But there you have it. This will be the next T-shirt. I hope you guys will buy it. I'm getting some positive reaction here in the chat room. Mark Benzi says, "My God." So there you go. Yes. So something very similar. We're probably going to launch it in like a week or so. Yeah.
So Let me just walk you through what happened there with me.
Okay.
I looked at it and I was like, on the back you could put on the scale from. And then I heard the sentence in my head being said by Ron, and one being Electro. And then I just started laughing.
It works, doesn't it?
I'm not sure about that. It does for me.
Well, I'm glad everyone likes it. So there you go. So stay tuned. You guys got the sneak preview. We're almost done with it. We should be done this week, hopefully. So ratings. Josh, if I can get a copy of The Tall Guy for you to watch, would you watch it?
Sure.
Okay.
IMDb goes 6.2% or 6.2 out of 10.
For what?
The Tall Guy. That's its overall rating.
Rating.
Rowan Atkinson. Is it a British movie? This is a very British cast.
Yes. Emma Thompson. Yep.
Emma Thompson. Rowan Atkinson.
Yep.
Written by Richard Curtis.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Oh wow. Huh.
Directed by Mel Smith, who played the albino in Princess Bride.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. All right. We have 5 minutes.
Questions?
QA in the chat room. 5-minute warning.
Hey, Connor, do you remember when we went to go see You Don't Mess with the Zohan?
Why did we do that?
Because we went to go see another movie and it sold out, or we missed it, and we're like, well, we're here.
That's right. We did. I forgot about that.
Do you remember when we all went to go see Borat in Queens? And people were taking calls and...
That was one of the best movie-going experiences we've ever had together.
That was.
Yeah.
Right, where do we start with that? Whoa. Oh. Astro City is a train wreck.
It doesn't seem like a train wreck, Mark Provenzi. What are you talking about? I was actually going to email this, but I'll ask now. Where the hell do I start with Astro City? It seems like a train wreck. No.
I don't think you.
Astro City Volume 1, Life in the Big City, and then come back to me.
Yeah.
So did you guys read that Kite Man issue of Batman?
Yeah.
It was good.
It was fine. Yeah. Oh, the train wreck is how it's numbered? Yeah, somewhat.
There's lots of volumes.
There's lots of volumes. Yeah. There's
here, so you have access to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Life
in the Big City, Confession. And then from that point, just get lost. Just avoid the Dark Age. That's all you got to do. That's it.
And it's been consistently numbered now for longer than it ever has been before. And also that numbering doesn't matter, really. You could read it in any order. It's an anthology.
That's what's genius about it is that it's done in a way that it doesn't, the continuity is, like there's a continuity, but it's all, so.
What's funny is that when I went to start reading it, I think, they were in the 3rd series or it was just starting to come out, and I went and I had to buy back issues. Like I have all the back issues. And I was reading them out of order, and I was like, "Oh no, this will be messed up." And then I realized it didn't matter. It's a big tapestry.
It's a tapestry. The tapestries. Josh, why don't you tell us about your gigs? You're a professional musician.
Yeah.
You got paid.
I did. I got a $25 Dunkin' gift certificate, and I've been working that thing.
Isn't that like currency in New England?
I played in the parking lot of a church barbecue. So
how does one get that gig?
Your bass player and singer goes to that church and said, "Would you like to go do this? There's no money." And I was like, "Sure, whatever."
Of that $25 gift card, how much goes to your touring manager?
We don't have that because it's just a little cover band.
Did Fred Willard walk you back to the stage?
And now back here, you're gonna want to. This is amazing. You're gonna want to see this
and criticize your haircuts because in the Air Force we got to keep them quite short.
Did you guys take requests, or you played your list?
We played a small list, and we cut out.
What songs did you play?
Oh, I don't want to do this.
Why not?
Was Freebird played it all?
This is an Arctic Monkeys song.
Is it the same set as the last one?
It's the same song. There's like a bunch of songs that we have that we've been practicing. The guy's idea is that there's a lot of sort of, if you want to get booked into like bars and stuff and try to do some shows, they actually want to make money. And I'm like, whatever.
Josh Flanagan.
It's still to get into podcasting.
They want to play different stuff than like most like cover bands do, which is like either classic rock or some pop stuff. So his idea was to take like indie or alternative songs from like 2000 onward. And so everything that I have suggested, he's been like, I've never heard of that. And I was like, okay, okay, sorry.
How much do you get paid to play a band? I mean, not a band, a bar.
Apparently somewhere around $300 to $600, and there's 3 of us. So,
all right, we're gonna answer one last question before we go. Ryan asked, "What Christopher Guest movie has the best Fred Willard character?"
Best in Show.
Mighty Wind. I'm sorry. What happened?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Sorry. I quote both of those in my head a lot, not like outwardly to people, but
what happened?
Mike LaFontaine of.
I mean, him doing the announcer in Best in Show is good, but the manager.
How do you make him small like that? That's what I was thinking of when I answered.
Oh, but the entire like after this,
I'm
gonna have to watch that scene because it just.
I just knew his name. I know it's Mike LaFontaine. That means it's.
We had a catchphrase. All the shows had a catchphrase. All right, so that's it. Thank you for joining us for the July Hangout. We'll see you on the podcast this Sunday. Any last words, gentlemen?
I don't think so. It's a second catchphrase.
That's great. Connor, anything from you?
I'm so hungry.
And that'll end it. Good night.
What happened?
What happened?